So here are 100 hacks for architecture students to work smarter, stay creative, and survive the intense work. So I'm going to go through these 100 hacks for architecture students. But do you actually have the full time, or can you actually stay to listen to the 100 full hacks? I don't think so. So I divided it into 10 sections. Now the first one is design and studio work. The next is time management and productivity. Third is software and tech hack. Fourth, model making and craftsmanship. Fifth, presentation and critique strategies. Sixth, research and inspiration. 7, health and well-being. 8, networking and career building. 9, miscellaneous. And lastly, 10, golden rules. So in order for us to understand the video and work in line with these sections, from each section 1 to make a video, then we'll compile all of them to make these 100 hacks for architecture students. So this first video will have only 10, and that's how it will go in subsequently to like make 10 videos that comprise the whole 100 hacks. So what are you waiting for? Let's dive right into it. So going to the first section, which is design and studio work. What is the point we're picking out from there? Sketch first, card later. Always start with hand sketches before jumping into software. Why is this important? Now, in your first year or your year one, they actually taught you about freehand sketching. Freehand sketching is very important for architecture. So before you actually start using a CAD software, you need to first learn how to sketch. Why is this important when it comes to architecture? You might think that you need a CAD software in order for you to be faster in your design. Yes, it's actually true. You need CAD software. But do you need to skip the sketching to use the CAD software? No, you still must pass through that phase of sketching. Why do you need to sketch first? Now, sketching helps you to conceive an idea, to help you to cook the idea. It helps you to make the idea real to you, to yourself as the architect. So if you skip that process and you want to immediately start using a CAD software, you end up not understanding the process and you waste more time with your software because you have not yet cooked the food but you want to eat it. I don't know if you understand that. So the first thing you need to do before you start using the CAD software is to sketch. Sketch the idea, make it your own idea, understand it. So you use the CAD software. When you use the CAD software on a design you've already sketched, it will be easier and faster for you as an architecture student. So please sketch first before you use CAD. Let's go to the next one, under time management and productivity. Now, set mini deadlines. Break projects into smaller tasks with due dates. Now, when you're given a project in a semester, they'll give you a timeline to when you're meant to finish this project. So in your own space, set a deadline, a mini deadline using their own deadline, but make it more smaller. Like if they gave you 2 weeks, give yourself like 4 days to achieve a particular stage in your project. Now, how can you actually make that possible? For example, you can give yourself a space of 4 days to go to 4 case studies or 3 case studies or 2 case studies as the case might be, or you give yourself some period of time in order for you to finish all your preliminary sheets. So all these things are mini goals you set. Why is it important to set mini goals? To make you to manage your time efficiently and you won't be shut up because the time the semester or department are actually giving you will not be enough for you. So when you actually reduce it more for yourself, you end up working harder to fulfill all those tasks. Before the end, you have like an extra 1 day or 2 days for relaxation, not still working into your defense day. So have that in mind. We'll go to the next section, which is software and tech hacks. Learn shortcuts for every software you use. Saves hour in long run. Yes, it does. Any software you use, like I use ArchiCAD. ArchiCAD was the first software I started using before I learned how to use AutoCAD and the rest. I learned ArchiCAD and also learned some shortcuts in it. I was interacting with most of my classmates enough for them to teach me more shortcuts, ways I can trim, ways I can copy and paste and the rest of them and make it more faster instead of redoing a particular work to produce. So when I learned all these shortcuts, it made me to manage my time very well. Now remember, I can sketch. I sketch first and I started using my CAD software just like ArchiCAD and I produce more designs with this software and I learned a lot of shortcuts. So I spent not much time on my project because I already have my sketch, my idea, and I'm now using my CAD software to produce it and I'm using shortcuts on it, so I'm saving a lot of time for myself. So let's go to the next one, which is under model making and craftsmanship. Always test material first. Avoid surprises in the final model. Whenever you buy a material, please test it. Make sure that that is the material you want to actually use for your model. Don't buy and drop and wait for the time for model. You don't start modeling. You meet surprises. You'll be surprised at what you bought because most times the materials are not actually what you need. You may actually need something and you get something else like a straw board, or if you need a soft phone, you might buy a straw board thinking that a straw board will work for you, but at the end one, a straw board is not working for you. You actually need a soft phone or anything similar to that. So let's go to the next point, which which is presentation and critique strategies. Tell a story with your board layout. Logical flow matters. When you are presenting your work, always make sure that it has a story. It's connecting. Every detail you pick from your case study or every design that you see in your case study, make sure that you are trying to apply it or show how it affects your own design. Tell a story through your preliminary sheet and make sure it aligns with your own personal design in your project. This will make the lecturers or your jury panel to follow up during your presentation. So that is very important. Now we'll go to the next, which is research and inspiration. Visit real buildings, experience architecture beyond books. Okay, I would say during my school time, I actually did not do this. I did it, but not most times. I focused fully on online research. I was researching online about buildings and the rest of them. That's how I got my case studies, and it actually have some effect because I was not actually experiencing the building. But some that I actually went to the building, I did very well because I understood the design, understood what it's all about. So applying all the observations that I got in my case study was very easy. So please, when you're having any case study or you're researching about a particular building, it is very necessary for you to go to the building yourself, experience the building. You'll be able to get real details about the building and implement it in your own design. Next, we'll go to is health and well-being. Take short walks, clear your mind. This is very necessary. Remember, most times when I'm in school around 2 a.m., 1 a.m., 1:30 a.m., I usually feel tired and exhausted that period of time. So I normally take a walk with a friend of mine, 2 friends of mine. Sometimes we'll come outside and we'll just jog about, take walk, enjoy the environment, and we'll go back and start drawing. So that will help you to clear your mind, because as an architect, so many ideas are compact and are fighting in your head. You're passing through a lot of stress. So you need to actually clear your mind off before you continue. So it's very necessary to take a walk. We'll go to the next, which is networking and career building. Attend architecture events and expos. Great for connections. I'm sure you actually want lots of connections. So make sure you attend actual events and expos, because you meet many people, you learn a lot, you hear people give their experience and testimonies. You'll say a lot of things in architecture that are very beneficial for you. So it's very necessary to attend all these events. Now, the miscellaneous have a backup USB drive in case of emergency. This is very necessary. As an architecture student, saving most of your researches on your system, you need to have a backup USB drive. In case there's an emergency or you want to pick up someone's files and use it later, you can actually use your drive, or your system is about to crash or you are having issue, you can easily use your flash or your drive, USB drive, to pick up your files. So that is very interesting or necessary, because I knew that all my classmates had a small USB drive at any point in time, because every time you want to print out something and you're not your system and not anything, then your USB drive will actually save you. So it's important to have. So lastly, the golden rule. This is very important to work smart, not just hard. Remember, not just hard, which means it's very important as an architecture student to work hard, but the priority is working smart, because you might work hard and your smartness isn't there, you end up failing. So when you're smart, you need to also work hard, but most importantly, you need to be smart when it comes to architecture. So please stay tuned, because more videos containing this will be coming. I just mentioned 10 important hacks for you, and there are remaining 90. So in my next video, I'll mention an additional 10, making it 20. So stay tuned and comment if you have other hacks that I might mention.